In 2015, the California legislature passed SB 707, which disarmed CCW holders on school and college campuses. Now, this has left a lot of folks vulnerable, including potential victims of domestic violence. Well, this year, Assemblyman Jim Gallagher offered up Assembly Bill 2340, which would have provided an exemption for those potential domestic violence victims from the Gun-Free Zone Act. Now, we all knew that it was going to be a long shot for the bill to pass, but what no one knew was just how far the Brady campaign was willing to go in order to make sure that this legislation was killed.
I have to address a letter that was given to you by the Brady campaign, because this kind of language, I think, should not be allowed to stand up and stand alone. In the last paragraph, if a person feels threatened to the point where she or he feels the need to have a gun for a potential shootout, then that person should not be on school grounds or college campuses. I'm sorry, we're not, what we're talking about, painting all women as Annie Oakleys who are going to go onto campus and start shooting willy-nilly. No, these are people who have a legitimate fear for their life and who have been trained and have gotten a CCW license and who know how to use that gun responsibly and safely. This kind of language right here is inexcusable, and it shouldn't be allowed to stand in the public sector, and it's going to be called out. That's what this place is for, is to call out this kind of stuff. And if they do come up and testify, I think they owe an apology to domestic violence victims.
So what the Brady campaign is telling potential domestic violence victims is that if you have a reasonable enough concern about your safety that you're able to obtain a restraining order and you decide to arm yourself in order to defend yourself, well, you have no place going to work, and you definitely have no place going to your child's school. Is that really the message that we ought to be sending to potential domestic violence victims? Well, the Assemblyman gave them an opportunity to correct themselves when they came to testify, but the Brady campaign did anything but.
We're not just talking about staff members who may have a CCW in this case, but it could be a parent volunteering in a first grade classroom who, because they hold a protective order, is also armed as a volunteer in that classroom. In that case, I think it probably is to the benefit of that institution that person not be on campus with the gun. If they are threatened by the subject of the order and they come on campus, there could be a very bad situation that would be avoided otherwise.
I wish I could say I was surprised, but let's be real. They don't care about domestic violence victims. They care about one thing, and that is banning guns. And they'll stoop to whatever low they have to in order to get it done. This is proof that SB 707 makes potential victims out of anyone on a school or college campus, especially domestic violence victims. And the Brady campaign, they could care less.